From 1999 through 2021, nearly 645,000 people perished from opioids and other narcotic painkillers. In 2023 alone, there was 111,000 deaths due to opioids. Year after year, overdose deaths are up 30%. Since 1999, nearly 1 million people have lost their lives to opioid addiction. In 1998, Purdue Pharma distributed a promotional video to 15,000 doctors, but did not tell how OxyContin would tragically change 7 patients' lives. And here are their stories.
I got my life back now. Now I can enjoy every day that I live. I can really enjoy myself. And before, even a good day was hell. I mean, I couldn't enjoy nothing, but now I can enjoy myself. That's when I say it's wonderful. I look at the future the same way a young guy, 25, 30-year-old would.
His biggest problem was he would sleep a lot, and I mean, he was at the point where could be sitting in here talking like I'm talking and fall right off to sleep while he was talking. I went to the point where I had to put his socks and shoes on, his clothes on, his shaving, wash his hair, look out at him just like you would look out at a 2 or 3-year-old. He said, I'm in so much pain, I've got to have that pain medicine. He said, I just cannot live without that pain medicine.
People would look at him and literally think, well, he's got to be drunk, or he's got to be high on something. They didn't know, you know, he was just on a lot of medicine.
And my phone rang and it was him, and he said, I can't go no farther. And the highway patrolman told me within 5 minutes after I got off the phone with him, he ran off the road. That's when he ran off the road. And they said what happened, eyewitness behind him said that they thought maybe he'd got distracted, which I knew what was wrong with him. He fell asleep from that medicine. I knew what it was.
50,000 people per year die from opioid addictions and other narcotic painkiller addictions.
I think when I first started, I was on 20 milligrams in the morning and 20 in the evening. And it worked. It worked.
Since I've been on this new pain medication, I have not missed one day of work, and my boss really appreciates that. Lauren is there every day, so I'm able to be very productive, a productive person again, which is really great.
Eventually, it stopped working, and it got increased. I think it was 40 in the morning and 40 in the evening. And then eventually that got increased. This went on for years. I lost my job and I lost my insurance. So it got to the point where I couldn't afford it, and I didn't buy it one time, and that was the beginning of the end for me, because I could no longer afford it. But the time that I went without it was probably the most unbelievable, excruciating, horrible time of my life. The withdrawals were just unbelievable. I just knew eventually I was, I'd probably kill myself OD taking this medicine. I would never take another OxyContin. You couldn't get me to take another OxyContin, never again.
Physical therapy hopefully will get me strong enough where eventually I won't need to use the drug therapy, but the drug therapy allowed me to do the physical therapy, which in turn lowered my blood pressure and lowered the blood levels.
Periodically, he and I would go have lunch together. In the conversation was always the fact that he was taking lots of meds, he had just seen the doctor, or he was just going to see the doctor, or he was about to meet a new doctor. So the word doctor and meds and pain. Those words came up over and over and over again. And I would say, where's the pain? I did ask him that. And he'd say, all over it, especially my back and my arms and my shoulders, all over.
When I started taking oxycodone 2 months ago, it was the first time I had felt normal since my original injury 10 years ago. All that time I had suffered greater or lesser extent of pain, and now I feel absolutely normal. I love what I do, and it would be just heartbreaking for me if I had to give up my career because my back hurt so much I couldn't work. It makes it possible for me to live a more or less normal life.
Now, this medication does not turn you into a zombie. It has turned me into an active person again. And all these pictures, I look at myself, I look so heavy and so unhappy. And now I look completely different. I feel different. Life is wonderful again. I have found life again, and it's worth living now. And I'm so grateful. I am afraid that people like me, patients with legitimate chronic pain who can't live without these kinds of drugs, in addition to other things I do to manage the pain, I'm afraid we're the ones that are going to pay for it. We'll be made to suffer if people get overwhelmed in this idea that, oh, we have to do away with these or whatever. It makes me worry for me and how my life is going to be affected. I can't go back to the way it was back in the early 90s.
He took the medicine and hopes that was going to change things, you know, but he had no idea. I knew he would have never stayed on it. He would have never got on it if he knew how he would have ended up, you know, years later.
Yes, I can see the pendulum is swinging the other way now, but I just hope it doesn't swing so far as to hurt people like me that legitimately need this as part of my pain management.